Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the controversy that is making noise on all social media platforms. So during a live interview on Fox News, yes, on live TV in 4K, the vice president of the US, DJ Vance, referred to the Chinese citizens as peasants. So this is the exact quote that sparked the outrage. We borrow money from the Chinese peasants to buy things those Chinese peasants manufacture. Those were his exact words. So this single sentence has sparked outrage online. TikTok users in particular have a lot to say on this, including myself. I'm sure you have something to say on this as well. And I'll be playing those reactions for you guys in just a minute. Meanwhile, China has officially responded to this, condemning Vance's remarks on this, calling him ignorant and impolite. So this comment was made during a broader discussion defending President Trump's tariffs on Chinese goods. But this one phrase has taken center stage across various platforms. So people on all social media platforms are calling DJ Vance to be banned from entering China. So in this video, we watch the viral clip, examine what was said, look at how different sides are reacting, and at the end I'll share my own 2 cents. So please make sure you watch this video, leave your own thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's watch these clips together.
A huge amount of debt to buy things that other countries make for us. And to make it a little bit more crystal clear, we borrow money from Chinese peasants to buy the things those Chinese peasants manufacture.
Hey there. Peasant refers to a person who works the land, typically a farmer of low social status. It often carries a connotation of poverty and lack of education. Though this isn't always accurate, the term can be considered somewhat offensive due to its historical association with class inequality.
中方对中美经贸关系的立场已经讲得很清楚了。听到这位副总统说出这样无知又缺乏礼貌的话，令人诧异，也感到悲哀。
What kind of people going to call other countries' people are peasant? J.D. Vance, this disgrace vice president of Americans, he called Chinese peasant. He totally forgot where he grew up. He grew up in Rust Bear towns in Ohio, the most poverty, the most isolation white community town, okay? He can even afford McDonald's meals when he's in his childhood home. Now, he's just, abusing Chinese people, a peasant. What a shame. What a disgrace. And what a dumped and a disgrace man J.D. Vance are. Everybody knows China is very advancing and developing country and economy. They grow up very fast. A lot of infrastructure and like a airport, like a subway, already better than American. Now they call Chinese peasant. You know what? The only peasant and the moron is J.D. Vance and Donald fucking Trump and his uneducated mega court supporters, okay? Chinese people, intelligent, smart, and working hard. They never going to compromise to these bullies. They're going to retaliate to these motherfucker bullies, okay? They're going to fight back. Nobody going to conquer Chinese, okay? Now this bully motherfucker J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. So shame. They just disgrace American to the whole world, okay? They are not really, help Americans, make American great again. They just make American to be the enemy of every country in the whole world, especially China's, okay? I'm so ashamed about J.D. Vance, this peasant from Ohio. Fuck J.D. Vance and fuck Donald Trump and the people who vote for them. A bunch of losers and bullied.
J.D. Vance VP knows how to play the mouth game. So J.D. Vance told this in a Fox interview that was talking about Trump's tariffs. So he was defending Trump's tariffs, and this came out. So if you could also remember, there was this scandal in Signal messaging app 2 weeks ago, I think. And then the account of JD Vance was captured saying things about the European allies. He said something like, the European allies are freeloaders. So, and then this happened right now with the Chinese peasants. So there's this thing about VP JD Vance, man. But what do you guys think? Is this just merely like a publicity stunt, or is this just mainly an insinuating strategy to the Chinese? Or is this just merely the VP trying to express himself and speaking the truth out from his heart? What do you guys think? Write me a comment. Let me know. Thank you.
Get a little bit more crystal clear. We borrow money from Chinese peasants to buy the things those Chinese peasants manufacture.
What did he just call me? A peasant? What?
JD Vance just called China peasants, and this is massive news around the world. Let me explain why. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. I'm David. I used to live in China. I lived there for about 12 years. I'm an influencer in China. I have over 8 million followers in China. So, you know, I have my family connected to China. My kids were born there. I'm very well established there, meaning I know a lot about that country. So let's talk about this whole thing with JD Vance. Now, if you guys have never been to China, I need to explain something. Do not trust Western media's opinion about China. Don't trust it. It's a lie. It is the biggest bullshit you'll ever hear. Let me explain. Number one, they never show you the positives of China. They always show you, oh, China's a communist country. They're shit. Oh, China. People are dying. No. It's not like that. Oh my God. It's not like that. China is a country that within the last 30 years went from a fishing village to Shenzhen. Do you guys know Shenzhen, China? There are more than 17 million people that reside there. And it's not like a shithole with 17 million people. It is a cosmopolitan paradise. It is a very urbanized city, only third after Beijing and Shanghai. It is one of the most developed places on the planet where you could literally walk around and pay with your face. Now, I used to live in North China, and then I lived in South China. Let me tell you, Chinese people are some of the most educated, amazing, fantastic people I have ever met in my entire life. And I don't know, once I left China and came back to Australia, I realized everyone's doing the hating on China, the shitting on China, the hate. You know, I got sick of it. So I started saying stuff, and then I was in the newspaper saying David is getting paid by the Chinese government. For fuck's sake, I was never paid by the Chinese government. This video is really me just telling you the truth. Now, let's talk about JD Vance. JD Vance now talks about how they give money to peasants and this and that. How could you, I'm not even bloody American, how could you call a race of people that went from farming villages to one of the most developed countries on the planet, if not behind the US, competing with the US within a period of 20 to 30 years? How could you be so ignorant? I feel like he's such a bastard. Do you know what I mean? He's just, I'm lost. I'm lost. I don't know what to say. Thank God I'm not an American, because if I was, holy shit, I'd be arrested. All I'm saying is, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Anyway, talk to you guys.
Guys, China is absolutely furious at Vice President JD Vance for making comments last week about, quote, Chinese peasants. Take a listen to what JD Vance had to say on Fox News last week defending Donald Trump's global trade war. He said, quote, "What has the globalist economy gotten the United States of America?" And the answer is, fundamentally, it's based on two principles: incurring a huge amount of debt to buy things that other countries make for us. To make it a little more crystal clear, we borrow money from Chinese peasants to buy the things those Chinese peasants manufacture. Now, China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs responded pretty strongly and said, quote, "It was both surprising and saddening to hear the vice president made such ignorant and impolite remarks." Perhaps if JD Vance ever decided to actually visit China, he would see that China is way ahead of us in terms of high-speed rail, AI, drones, education, etc. We act like we're the greatest country in the world, but American exceptionalism can only get you so far. JD Vance, you should apologize, and you should visit China and apologize directly to the Chinese people.
Hey, Chinese people, I just want to make sure that you all know that us Black Americans, we just live over here. They don't even respect us or listen to us. And we actually try to warn people about all these things that was going to happen, but they ignored us. So when y'all come over here, or if something happens and things of that nature, and whatever y'all are more advanced than us are planning on doing, please leave the Black people alone. Okay. We didn't vote for any of this. And we don't think that you're peasants the way that JD Vance really got on Beyonce's internet and said that we buy things from Chinese peasants to manufacture. When he said we, he wasn't talking about us. He wasn't talking about us. Okay. Just remember that. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just asking this as a Canadian. So you cannot say fine. You are gonna get deported, get your green card revoked. But you can go online and say such a thing about a whole country and whole nation and call them such a disrespectful thing, and that's okay. Again, I'm all for free speech. I think, what is good for people to be able to say what they want as long as they're not harming anybody. But it just, USA is not making sense anymore. You guys used to be the beacon of hope. And now, I don't know. I hope you guys can fix it. Anyways, good luck. Bye.
Now listen, people, I don't know why in the world the United States is choosing to get into a trade war with China. There is no reason for it. Which is why it makes even less sense as to why our idiotic, moronic Vice President JD Vance, who looks like he smells like gym socks, decided to go on Fox News and say the following. To make it a little more crystal clear, we borrow money from Chinese peasants to buy things those Chinese peasants manufacture. He even added, this is not a recipe for economic prosperity, it's not a recipe for low prices, and it's not a recipe for good jobs in the United States of America. That's what he said. Well, Lin Jing, the spokesperson for the Chinese Foreign Ministry, was asked about the comments on Tuesday and said it's both astonishing and lamentable to hear this vice president make such ignorant and disrespectful remarks. The Foreign Ministry said pressure, threats, and blackmail are not the right way to deal with China. He also said, we may be peasants, but we have the world's best high-speed rail system, the most powerful logistics capabilities, and leading AI, autonomous driving, and drone technologies. Aren't such peasants quite impressive? He added. And he's right. China is not who we should be fighting with right now. For real, for real. You got Mexico, you got Greenland, you got all these little places that Trump is trying to bully. China ain't having it. China's military can match ours. China's weapons can match ours. China's nuclear power can match ours. There is no reason for us to be trying to play this game with China because China said they're here for it. So what they did, they said, if you want to impose a 34% tariff on us, we will impose a 50% tariff on you. Trump is saying we're not going to impose a 100% tariff. And China's like, do it. But they did not lower their tariff. They're not backing down, and they got time. So how this is going to play out, we don't know. But this is definitely not looking good. Do we really want to be in a trade war, a nuclear possible war with China? Is that what we're doing right now? Are we serious? I don't like it, folks. Sound off in the comments. This is Nuance News.
So let me get this right. The author of the book, The Hillbilly Elegy, said today, we borrow money from Chinese peasants to buy the things those Chinese peasants manufacture on the same day that our government decides to impose 104% tariff on China. I don't know, but I don't think that's how diplomacy works. And neither side, China or the United States, is willing to budge. Why didn't this administration, alongside JD Vance, just say, we're going to impose a 1,000,000% tariff? Like, that's how outrageous and outlandish all of this sounds. But I guess this is to be expected when we, the American people, decided to elect these two prestigious authors. JD Vance, the author of Hillbilly Elegy, and our own very own President Donald Trump, the author of Think Big and Kick. Well, there you have it, folks.
Okay, we've come to the end of today's discussion, but before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on something that to me really stands out. How can JD Vance refer to Chinese people as peasants when China in many ways stands out as one of the most modern and rapidly advancing countries in the world today? The word he used seemed not only misplaced but also out of touch with reality. China has transformed into a global powerhouse. It's one of the largest economies in the world and is home to some of the most advanced infrastructure and cutting-edge technology on the planet, from high-speed rail networks that connect vast regions of China in record times to world-leading innovations in areas like artificial intelligence, robotics, and green energy. China is undoubtedly shaping the future of global progress. Take a look at their cities, for example, Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen. These are bustling metropolises that are known for their modern skylines, state-of-the-art architecture, and thriving industries. China has become a hub of technology advancement with companies like Huawei, Alibaba, Tencent leading the charge in the tech world, competing directly with Silicon Valley, not to mention their space exploration efforts that put them on par with other space-faring nations, and their manufacturing capabilities are unmatched globally. Even more impressively, the country has made immense strides in education. China's educational system has developed into one of the most rigorous and competitive in the world. Chinese students regularly top international rankings in mathematics, science, and engineering, producing some of the most educated and skilled professionals across various industries. In healthcare, China has also been making enormous progress, investing heavily in research and development, as well as increasing access to advanced medical technologies for millions of people. The fact that China has been able to not only feed its population but also improve living standards at a scale unimaginable to many other countries speaks volumes about how far they've come. So how is it that a nation that's achieved so much, a nation that's at the forefront of global innovation, can be insulted in such a way? JD Vance's comments seem to ignore all these facts, reducing an entire group of people to a derogatory label that simply doesn't reflect their reality. So to call Chinese people peasants is not just an inaccurate reflection of their socio-economic status, socio-economic status. It's an effort to the hardworking individuals who contribute to a nation that continues to excel on the global stage. This kind of rhetoric diminishes the immense achievements of China and its people. It disregards the sophisticated, educated, and forward-thinking individuals who have shaped the nation into the powerhouse it is today. And let's not forget the history and culture that China brings to the world. The rich tapestry of China's civilization spans thousands of years. Their philosophy, literature, art, and technology contributions have shaped the world in many ways that extend far beyond what many in the West may fully appreciate. The nation that these accomplishments and the cultural richness can be reduced to an insult simply for political gain is not only disrespectful but also a failure to recognize the progress and global importance that China holds. On the other hand, many Black Americans, along with others who support respect and equally have distanced themselves from that what J.D. Vance said. His words don't just offend Chinese people, they also create an atmosphere of division, disrespect, and ignorance. You guys let me know what you think about this entire video in the comment section down below. Share this video, please engage in this video, and I will definitely see you in my next video. By the way, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Please stay peaceful.